Previously, on this IB Myositis channel, we talked about ways to improve the success rate for an IBMer worrying about bathrooming while away from home. In this episode, let's talk about another important subject that sometimes hinders IBMers in their travel plans. That would be selecting a hotel and a hotel room that has the appropriate degree of accessibility for the stage of IBM they are currently in. Although my global and cross-country travels are now over, I'd like to share some information learned over the many years that I still traveled, even internationally, after being diagnosed with a skeletal muscle disease called inclusion body myositis, or IBM. Let's talk about the ADA standards for hotels. The original ADA standard for hotels was adopted in 1991 and basically required some minimal space around the toilet. The 1991 standard applies to all hotels that began construction before March 15, 2012, provided no alterations to guest rooms have taken place since that date. For all new hotels built and which have undergone alterations or updating, the newer 2010 standard applies and extends the space around the toilet to fit the wheelchair in front of and at least one side of the toilet. Bathtubs with grab bars and a seat, roll-in showers with a seat should be distributed across ADA guest rooms in every hotel. That's not to say the ADA standard will address everyone's type and degree of disability they have. The 2010 ADA standards might suffice for somebody recently diagnosed with IBM, for those in IBM Stage 1, but as we fall into the progressive nature of IBM, the number of rooms we can actually use drop dramatically. Larger hotel chains will offer handicap-accessible rooms that are available and dispersed among the various room levels, such as standard, deluxe, concierge floor, and sometimes a suite. So in other words, the price they offer an accessible room for may depend on the room size, amenities, and the number and size of beds in their room. Something that might surprise you is the required number of ADA rooms per hotel is based on the number of total lodging rooms. For smaller hotels from 50 to 75 rooms, the total room requirement is 4 accessible rooms, of which only 1 is required to have a roll-in shower. For hotels 75 to 100 rooms, 5 accessible rooms are required, but only 1 of those has to have a roll-in shower. Hotels with 100 to 300 rooms are required to have as many as 10 accessible rooms, but only 3 with roll-in showers. Larger hotels with 500 rooms require at least 13 accessible rooms, but only 4 with roll-in showers. My tip here is to make your reservations early enough to be able to secure and guarantee an accessible room with a walk-in shower if that's what your IBM condition demands. Fortunately, more and more hotels are featuring taller beds in their ADA rooms that may be a benefit to some IBMers. Unfortunately, more and more hotels are featuring those taller beds mounted on a platform. That means anyone who owns a folding portable Hoyer lift to handle someone in the advanced stage of IBM will not be able to get the legs of the lift under the bed. Let's set up a hypothetical situation. You have a family-related event. Let's say it's your godson's wedding in a couple of months. Your caregiver wants you to attend, and you are an IBMer with an FRS score in the mid-teens. Your caregiver is willing to do all the extra stuff required for this trip more than 300 miles away from home. Hotel considerations are high on the list of important issues. Here's what I've done in the past that has worked for me. Research the destination city's choice of hotels plenty in advance. Check out the hotel's website for photos of the handicap-accessible rooms, especially the rooms with the roll-in shower. Find the phone number of the hotel location itself, not the national reservation toll-free number for the chain. Call the hotel and ask to speak to somebody knowledgeable of this hotel's handicap-accessible rooms. Here are some questions I have asked. 1. What kind of beds are available in the rooms with a roll-in shower? 2. How tall is the bed? 3. If you use a fold-up Hoyer lift, ask if the bed is a platform bed or is on a raised frame. 4. If the bed height seems too low for you to stand up from, can the hotel raise the bed or install a second mattress on top of the first? 5. If you are using a power chair, is there enough room to maneuver one? And 6. Would they be willing to snap a few photos of their roll-in shower and overall room pictures and send them to you via an email or message? Let's play a little game here. I'm very sure you have seen pictures of hotel bathrooms that claim to be handicap accessible. For the first 10 seconds of each photo, I'll let you have time to identify what amenities suit your current stage of IBM. In the last 5 seconds of each picture, I'll identify the good things with a green check mark and the bad things with a red X, based on a person with an FRS score in the mid-teens. Let's see how many features, good or bad, you can find in each photo. When you get the photos from the hotel, inspect the advertised amenities you've been led to believe they're ADA room features. Check that the toilet is floor-mounted, not wall-mounted, to avoid an accident I had in 2015 when I landed on a bathroom stall floor lying bare-assed in what was a puddle of 1,000,000 porcelain shards and a spilled toilet bowl full of water. I hope your vehicle is large enough for all the devices and paraphernalia you will probably need on your trip away from home. Since your packing must include everything you will be using at the hotel, the wedding, some family visits, restaurant stops, and in between all, a sizable vehicle is required, especially if you are in a power chair. I have owned a ramp van since 2011, so I always had adequate room to take everything I needed along with us on a trip. If you don't own a ramp van because you don't require one yet, plan on filling up the back seat and trunk with assistive stuff. Let's set up another hypothetical situation involving a Stage 2 IBM'er who can't negotiate steps or stairs. Upon check-in, you are assigned a room with a roll-in shower, a tall bed on the 4th floor. All seems good. The hotel check-in representative welcomes you to the hotel and instructs you to where the elevator is located. About the time you get your walker or rollator turned around, a question pops into your mind that returns you to the front desk clerk. you respectfully ask, in case of an emergency and the elevator is not working, what's the hotel's procedure to evacuate me because I cannot negotiate any stairs? In some hotels, the question you just asked may cause a dumbfounded look on the hotel check-in clerk's face. I'm not suggesting that you deny yourself a handicapped room over the desk clerk's inability to quote the hotel's fire evacuation procedure. After all, there's probably less of a chance you will experience a hotel fire when you are there than is of someone getting inclusion body myositis. So what do you do if there is a hotel fire? This is one time when a stairs might be a welcome sight and save you, even if you have IBM and can't do stairs. Whenever staying at a hotel, always locate where the stair exits are on your floor. These stairwells are designed to have a fire resistance rating of at least 1 hour in hotels 2 and 3 stories tall, and stairwells that connect 4 stories or more must have a fire resistance rating of no less than 2 hours. So get yourself into a stairwell landing and wait for assistance. Make sure to tell others walking past you to inform firemen that you are waiting for them on the floor you are on. An IBM'er's risk tolerance is the amount of risk that he, she, or the caregiver is comfortable taking, or the degree of uncertainty they are all able to handle. An IBM'er's tolerance often varies with age, financial status, and the caregiver's willingness and ability to withstand the rigors of spending time away from home. I hope that if you decide on an overnight trip away from home, you will do the required amount of research in order to find a suitable room that matches your IBM stage. Please leave me some comments in the comment section below, as well as press the thumbs up if you find this channel informative. If you haven't done so in the past, please press the subscribe button below too, as well as the bell to receive notifications of upcoming episodes. Thank you to all, and happy travels, my IBM friends.